another framework that I laid out in Banking on Change. I call it the 90-day growth method. And it's back to your point. You're coming from software. The first 10 years of my business was agency with more of a focus on web dev. And so similar type
Mhm.
of a perspective. You hit on two key points within the 90-day growth method. First and foremost, yourself creating space and time to review, to reflect, i.e., measuring progress, not necessarily perfection, but where have we come from? And then the other is we just got to just do. It doesn't matter where you start, you just got to do. And so if we take all of that, combine them, coming back to awareness is gained through the season of learning and thinking, and then we have to commit to then do and then create the space and time to review, because that's where the transformation happens, and then cycle back through the learning, the thinking, the doing, the reviewing, and having a framework that guides along that path. I want to dive a little bit deeper here, because I often hear bankers and even credit union leaders, James Robert, I'm too busy. I'm too busy to pause. I'm too busy to reflect. We just got to keep doing. In fact, we did some research around this when writing Banking on Change, and the vast majority do not create that space and time. And so they don't feel like they're making progress. I think of one organization that we recently worked with and did a digital growth blueprint for. They shared their Clifton Strengths Finders with me. All aspirational leaders, very driven. But when I started surfacing this, they said, I get it. I understand. We're not taking time to pause and reflect and review the progress. I said, yeah, it's not going to be perfect, but at least it gives you a sense of accomplishment. And that then will go and
Mhm.
create confidence to keep moving forward. Because if I look at this, there are very specific steps, more psychologically, of clarity leads to courage. Courage then leads to commitment. Commitment then, when repeated, leads to an increase in confidence. But the antithesis of clarity, it's confusion. And I think that's where just people get stuck and they make a decision to make no decision. And we
Mhm.
just keep doing what we've always done. What's your recommendation on creating that space and time to review what we've been doing, to gain some perspective, to gain new clarity, to learn, to then think, to do even better going forward into the next iteration, practically speaking, from your experience here?
Yeah, I agree. It has to be a very intentional exercise, and I don't know that I would prescribe a single way to do it. I've learned that I have a particular way of learning, and I'm a synthesizer,
Mm-hmm.
and so I just gather all kinds of inputs from conversations, from reading, from listening, and I iterate on my own. And often what I will do is I'll come forward ready to have a point of view when I'm ready to do that.
Yeah.
And I like to be challenged. I might trial balloon things, and some people, because maybe I sound convinced, may take it as, oh, he's already decided, even though so I have to give people permission to challenge me. And so I think figuring out what is your approach to that, and how are you going to best reflect or learn. And if it's not, if you're not interested in that growth and learning yourself, and you realize that, I'm not sure what to tell people there, other than maybe you need to find people in your organization that you can empower to be that, and encourage and expect them to bring those ideas and celebrate that, even if it's not natively you, because you need somebody to drive the train, and you don't necessarily need them to have to be the visionary leader as an operator. They may be good at just operating the business, but you need that around in the group. And so I don't think you want everyone in the team at that senior level to all have the exact same strengths or exact same personality, right? Like that's an argument for diversity. So you need that at either the dreamer or entrepreneur type, and to give them the permission and space to go do that and challenge you and hopefully the organization on ways they can improve. So I think it starts with that whole know thyself first, and then how do you uh, solve for where either you need to be able to go do that or bring others in.
I really appreciate that. And one of the things that we found when writing Banking on Change was, I want to say it's around 70 or 80%. I can't remember the exact number off the top of my head, but 70 to 80% of financial brand leaders are investing 1 to 2 hours or less per week.